I'm chowing down on some Southern Zaxby's, and I know some of y'all have never had Zaxby's. Finger Lincoln best. This might be crazy, but I think Zaxby's and the chicken place y'all have out west, what's it called? Raising Cane's, could go head to head. The engine light turned on in the car this morning, and I was freaking out. I was like, oh, I'm bringing another person in. The engine light's on. Something's wrong. And so I go through and I check all my liquids and stuff. And this is a dumb moment on my part. I drove all the way out to California, then to Texas, then kind of back out to California-ish, and then back without an oil change. My oil was always supposed to be good for like 3,000 miles. I did around 9,000. That's my bad. That's my fault. There is no engine light anymore. We good. We cooking. I got that fixed. Never doing that again. Never doing that again. Okay, so I'm about 100 miles away from my folks' house and I'm broke down. Like, the car works, it runs, but it's making this loud clicking noise, and when I Google it, it's probably because a valve has come loose or something, and a little bit of smoke's coming out, and that's probably from oil leaking. The crazy part is, this morning my engine light was on, and so I noticed that I was low on oil. I filled up the car in oil, and the engine light went away. But when it's making this noise, there's no engine light. There's no warning. But here is what the car sounds like. I need help from any mechanics that can tell me, what do you think it is? Please tell me, what is that? Okay, so I just had a mechanic look at the car. A lot of y'all in the comments, and thank you so much for your comments, were saying the car is toast. Y'all were saying that, but I needed a mechanic to look at it. Got a mechanic to look at it. My car is toast. Head gasket, oil leak, engine rod, and there's like a little connector valve thing. As y'all know, I bought this car going on 4 months ago for $730. It is a Chrysler 2003 Town & Country, and honestly the best car I've ever had. But let's run some numbers real quick. In the past 4 months, I've driven almost 30,000 miles, making content on the road. I bought the car for $730. I feel like we got our money's worth out of the car. It's toast, y'all. It's gonna cost more to get it fixed. Basically, they said you need a new engine, head gasket, you need everything. So we're going to Facebook Marketplace and looking for a new car. The plan is still to pick up Tristan. The plan is still to make content together. We've just hit a little road bump, you know? So, but for a car that I got for $730 off Facebook Marketplace, that ran for 30,000 miles in 3 months, I have some awesome memories. I've had a great time in here. I'm getting a hotel room tonight. It is going to be 19 degrees tonight, and we're getting a hotel, even though I don't want to. How am I still smiling? It's all a part of the adventure. And a lot of people were asking, we'll save that for the next video actually. This one's getting kind of long. There have been some comments, dude, you always have problems with your cars when doing car life. I get all my cars off Facebook Marketplace. I'm not going to buy a brand new vehicle. That's crazy. I don't want to be in debt for the rest of my life. And that's just, it's the realization of getting cars off Facebook Marketplace. They're going to have problems. My van, I bought it for $730. No problems. There was a problem last week that I fixed. But it just broke down. The engine's gone. But it lasted me 30,000 miles. 10 million views on TikTok. And creating a wonderful family here. So yeah, Facebook Marketplace, you're going to have cars with problems. It's just the way it happens. But guess what? We're going back on Facebook Marketplace for another car. What we getting? Suggestions? I swear my GPS hates me, but it is what it is. Okay, so I got a hotel room for tonight because it's going to be 19 degrees and my car is toast. But I think it can drive there. So when I looked up the hotel, it said 0.5. I was like, half a mile. Oh, that's great. I can make that. Booked it. Da-da-da-da-da. Then I hit directions. Directions! It's 4 miles away. I have to try to drive my broken car 4 miles! 13 red lights. The red lights are what I'm worrying about. Why does it give you the wrong distance before you hit directions? Hey Chrysler, I know y'all are here on TikTok and I'm going to tag you in the description, but this is my petition to be a brand ambassador. I don't know if y'all do that, and give me a van. 4 months ago, I bought a Chrysler 2003 Town and Country off of Facebook Marketplace for $730. And it has given me 30,000 miles of life, going to national parks, filming here and there. We've gotten about 12 million views in those 3 months in the car. I took all the seats out of the back, created a home, and next weekend I was actually supposed to move in somebody else and they were going to do van life with me. We get exposure. We could do like duets on multiple videos. Every video I make, except when I'm in a cave or I'm coal mining or digging in the dirt or fossil hunting or hiking, the van is in. I've had multiple people always ask me, oh, what kind of van you have? That has such great life. The van is comfortable. It ran great until now. Talk it over to your superiors. I would love to work something out because I love Chrysler, but I need a new van. What do you say? Let's work together? When I say I spend all my money on gas, I spend all my money on gas. So let's start out with when I first bought the car. I went from Tennessee to North Carolina, then I forgot some stuff and went back to Tennessee, and then I went to North Carolina, and then I drove all the way down to Jacksonville, Florida, and then I drove back up to North Carolina, and then I drove all the way down to Florida Keys, and then I drove all the way back to North Carolina. North Carolina was where I was working as an actor. Then I drove back to Jacksonville, North Carolina. Then I went to Georgia, Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi, however those states are lined up. Then I went to Texas. Then I drove from Texas all the way back to North Carolina. Then I decided to do a road trip all the way across the United States. And basically that road trip looked like this. Till I got to California. It took me about a month to get there. And then I ended up going all the way back to Texas. And I kind of got into like Mississippi range. Some of this y'all don't know because I have videos that I make just in case I get sick one day or whatever. I can just post interactive hiking videos of places. And y'all be like, okay, cool. Corn didn't miss a day. Prep for your job. And then I went all the way back to California where I got stuck in the desert for a few days and then really messed up the front of my car, but we don't need to get into that right now. And then I went back to Texas. Then I kind of went curved up through Oklahoma and then kind of back out a little bit to Arizona and New Mexico, back to Texas, all the way back to where I am now. And all of that is like, okay, 30,000 is stretching a little bit. I would say 25,000, somewhere in there. All driving from North Carolina to California one way, I believe, don't quote me on this, is 2,400 miles, 2,400 miles. So yeah, I would range that number around between 21,000 and 25,000. I guess I just rounded up. My apologies. Now that I talk myself through it, I'm like, yeah, I would say it was between 21,000 and 25,000 miles that I drove in the last 3 to 4 months, getting content every single step of the way, as a travel creator. And a lot of it is looping back and forth, hitting State Park, hitting there. Dang, that sounds crazy. Now that I think about, holy stinking cow. And the Earth is only 24,000 miles circumference. I don't know how true that is. I'll have to look that up. But I say it every live stream. I spend all my money on gas. Okay, do I have a savings account? Yes. But I spend the majority. I would rather pay money for gas to go see somewhere new than eat food for 7 days. Have I done that? I believe I answered this comment. Made it to the hotel. That was the scariest drive I've ever done in my entire life. Turns out it can't really go uphill. So here's me like trying to do this going uphill. It was kind of funny. Sometimes I hate that I'm always happy. But most of the time I'm glad, because happiness. I don't know where I was going with that, but I am happy that I am a cheerful person. Somebody got high in this elevator. I feel like I'm getting high. And on that scary night. You know, if you think about it, hotels are making buku money. $80 for this. Anyways, well, I'm grateful. I'll be warm tonight. I didn't crash on the highway. And I have options. So, grateful. The haters are having a heyday. Hallelujah, his car broke down. Or, the main thing, here he goes again. He's had 2 cars. They've both broken down, yada, yada, yada. I've bought all of my cars off of Facebook Marketplace. They've been old, they've been used, but I'd rather buy an old car than spend between 40 and 100K on a car and be in debt the rest of my life. That's the honest truth. Hence, buying a car off Facebook Marketplace, it is going to have problems. I will say, in 3 years, I've only had 2 cars, so that's pretty good. The first car was a Ford Explorer that I bought for $1,300, and it lasted me 9 months. The second time, I've had this Chrysler for going on 4 months, and I bought it for $730. That is in the space of 2 years, 3 years, and that's pretty good. And a lot of times, I haven't needed a car in between all of that. It's all in all, I've only spent about $2,000 on cars in 3 years, and guess what? They're gonna break down. The engines are gonna blow up. It's just a part of life, y'all. I'm not out here buying brand new spanking new cars. I mean, who can do that, really? The price of cars are ridiculous. Eating Chipotle, going live. I know y'all have thousands of questions. And we'll probably see Tristan in there as well. Y'all probably have a lot of questions for him, too. Despite saying that I was going to go to bed 4 hours ago, I have not gone to bed. And I just scared myself. I was like, where did all my hair go? I'm exhausted, but I really have no idea what's going to happen in the morning. The last few months I've had every day planned out, like, and then, or the day before, if there's a change, I plan out the days. And I bought a car for $730, and it took me about 25,000 miles across the United States. I got to see the Grand Canyon, I got to see Texas, I got to see all of these states that I visited as a kid, but I didn't really remember. I got to see my favorite spot in Glen Rose, fossilized dinosaur tracks. I got to tent camp. I got 16 million views here on TikTok sharing the journey. And today, after changing the oil and getting a full tank of gas, something broke in the car on the highway. I'm very thankful that I did not die. Something could have gone. I could have lost a wheel, wrecked into a ditch, wrecked into somebody, but I did not. I was able to pull off into an exit despite there being so many traffic lights, and I was able to park. And where I parked was right across from an auto shop, which was crazy. And then I got a mechanic to come and look, and he heard, and he was like, one of your rods is broken. I don't know all the terms, but there's like a valve that's broken as well. He's looking in there. I have a leak. My head gasket blew, and something else I can't even remember. Anyways, the car's toast. But for $730, I was able to travel the United States. I'm supposed to pick up a roommate to stay with me in the van and us to make content together. That plan is still in effect. I just have no idea how I'm going to do anything. And thank y'all for all the support of saying, we hope you get your van fixed. The van's not going to get fixed. Tomorrow morning, I'm calling a junkyard, seeing where the nearest one is. I guess I'll try to drive it as close as possible. But it's going to a junkyard. I bought some containers tonight where I'll put my stuff in, and we will go from there. So hang in there, y'all. Thank y'all for the love. Thank you for 30,000 followers in the last 3 months, brand new people, and for all the OGs, thank you. But I honestly have no idea what's going to happen, but I'm still smiling. I'm still